Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome. It's wonderful to be here today. There's a lot going on today. We've got weather, we've got bikes, we've got new announcements, we've got the Jeep Club, we've got some special surprises. So welcome to everybody. First, before we get to why we're at this location here at the future home of an amazing new bike park in our city, I just want to give a quick update on the weather and what we're doing with respect to everyone's safety around the community and the roads. The message of the day is to use caution. When you're out and about today, please drive slowly and just be careful. That is the most important things. As of right now, our snow routes, half of our snow routes have been treated with salt, and the rest are in the process of being treated as we speak. Those that have not been treated, I have been told, are slushy but passable. That is the official analysis of the roads at this moment that have not been treated. Slushy but passable. So again, please use caution. The roads are passable. In the East District, we're getting word to be using extra caution when you're in the center turning lane because we're focused on the main lanes of all larger roads. I will note that last night in the southeastern part of our city, we did pre-treat some of the roads there. We're giving extra attention around the airport where we are here to help our partners at UPS and others. There are some large events going on downtown as well, so we're going to pay a little extra attention to downtown. The salt needs a little bit of time to work, but it appears to be working right now. We'll continue to treat all the roads on our snow routes throughout the day. No plows are down at this time. They are not needed. We expect snow to continue throughout the day, tapering off in the afternoon. And then hopefully it will be 40s tomorrow so we can continue to move on with life. But that is an update on the status of our roads right now. So again, please continue to use caution. And I'm happy to take questions about that or anything else at the conclusion of our press conference. But we've got some great news to announce. We have great momentum all across our city, in every part of our city. And even on snowy, cold days, we're not going to let that stop us from making more progress. And that's why we're here today. We're in the neighborhood that was once the site of the Highland Park neighborhood. It was created in the late 1800s and was home to a thriving and diverse community of hardworking families. Many of them worked for the L&N Railroad. And over time, circumstances changed in the neighborhood. The airport, the highway above us, and this part of the city became more industrial, less residential. And this area fell into neglect. Where we are now was until recently totally covered in trash. There were homeless encampments and crime. People in this area did not feel safe, and that is not acceptable. It's not acceptable here. It's not acceptable in any part of our city. The people of South Louisville and all Louisville should be safe and feel safe in their neighborhood and every other neighborhood in our city. Public safety is our number one priority, and I'm proud of the momentum that we're seeing in improved public safety all across our city as the rates of violent crime continue to go down. I'm proud that families who are experiencing homelessness now have a new option with temporary emergency shelter that we've worked so hard with our partners at Volunteers of America and PNC Bank to create on the community care campus. I believe that creating a safer, stronger, and healthier city also means creating safer and healthier spaces for people to enjoy. It means working with community partners to clean up and lift up areas of our city that have been neglected for far too long. And that's why we're here today. I'm so excited about the future of this space that we're standing underneath the highway. So I'm proud to join with community partners here today to announce the next step to create the Highland Bike Park. This is going to be an amazing place where mountain bikers and bikers can come and develop their skills. Plans call for 4 different zones that you can see here within the park. Beginners all the way up to advanced riders can enjoy it. We're going to create spaces that will make it possible to host mountain biking events that would draw people from all around the region and country and add to the outstanding momentum that we have in our tourism and hospitality sectors. Here are the preliminary designs for the park. They were designed by Pillar Design Studio. And just like the renderings that I showed recently for the new Belvedere, these are a first comment, and a first concept, and we're asking for public comment on the concept. We're going to have a community meeting tonight at 6 o'clock at the Beachmont Community Center, where we want your feedback on the future of the Highland Park Bike Park. So I encourage folks to come out tonight, join the community conversation about how we transform this space underneath the highway into the Highland Park Bike Park. It's going to improve this neighborhood. It's going to improve our entire city with this great new amenity. This is the result of a lot of hard work from a lot of folks that are coming together, and I want to thank a few of them. I want to thank my Metro Council colleagues, Councilwoman Betsy Rui, Councilwoman Jennifer Chappell, that have been strong advocates for this project. I want to thank our Public Works team, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, the Beachmont Neighborhood Association, Muhammad Ali International Airport, UPS, MSD, and LG&E have all worked in support of this project. We're also working closely with the Kentucky Mountain Bike Association. This is a community organization that's been working tirelessly with us to make this a reality for several years. And we've been working with them and the newly formed Friends of Highland Park Bike Park. So to tell us a little bit more about this park, its potential impact, what it'll mean for the mountain biking community, I'd like to introduce Derek Fetko with the Kentucky Mountain Bike Association. Derek, thanks for joining us here today and for all your hard work to get us to this point and to make this a reality.
Hello, I'm Derek Fetko. I'm with the Kentucky Mountain Bike Association. We are an advocacy group that builds and maintains several trails in our area. We are honored to work on this project from the start and have been very pleased to see it come together. Pillar Design and Pump Tracks USA have done an incredible job on this design. A mountain bike park such as this one is something we have visioned for a long time for our community. Bike parks are the perfect place for people to build their skills and progress safely into the sport. This is how people come together, make new friends, and develop their hobby. They are also an excellent way for families to spend time together. There will truly be something for everyone to ride here. Mountain biking is more than a sport. It is an outlet to be creative and gives people something to be passionate about. I've seen youth heading down the wrong path really turn their life around when they find the love for cycling. A facility of this caliber will bring people to our area, and that is something we are very excited about. Our community members typically drive several hours to find a facility such as this one. It will be very attractive to have this in our city now. I want to thank the mayor and all of the government officials for continuing to drive this project forward. We also want to thank the communities around the park. We all look forward to taking some laps with you in the future, and thank you for inviting us and having us here.
Thanks, Derek. Thank you so much, Derek. Well, Derek, I'm definitely in the beginner category when it comes to mountain biking, but I love to do it and can't wait to join you and everyone else when this park is a reality in the not too distant future. We'll take questions on this park as well at the end, but we have a couple of other announcements that we'd like to make. We're joined here today by some other great community partners. It's snowy today, and we all remember just a few weeks ago when it was even more snowy, when we had historic amounts of snowfall that came down on our community. And I want to tell you a little about the Louisville Voodoo Jeep Club and what they did to help during those incredibly snowy and tough conditions a month or so ago. The Louisville Voodoo Jeep Club was formed in 2020 with the goal of creating a community of people who love Jeeps. Later, hope you all saw that great Jeep commercial in the Super Bowl the other night, by the way. Later, the club became a 501c3 nonprofit with a mission to work with local partners to positively impact families in need. And one of the ways they fulfilled this mission was what they did last month, when we had the biggest snowstorm that we've had this century. the weather made it difficult for some folks to get to work. And that included essential medical personnel, essential personnel that are part of Louisville Metro government. And some members of the Voodoo Jeep Club who are here with us today gave rides to 120 people who work for our city's healthcare providers. The club also learned about a young single mother and her child who'd lost power and transported them safely to a hotel. That was such a challenging time for everyone. And our Metro team, especially our snow team, worked around the clock so the entire city could get moving again. And so we so appreciate our partners in the community who take this extra step to do good for others, to help others who are in need. People like those who are part of the Louisville Voodoo Jeep Club. And so now I'd like to recognize them. I'd like to introduce Ed Clark from the club to come up and share a couple remarks and also present him with our thanks to the entire Voodoo Jeep Club. Right, Ed, come on up, Ed. Just to proclaim thank you all so much for your great volunteers effort last month and every month. Thank you so much, Ed.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us.
Just a couple quick words first. Thank you to the mayor and the city of Louisville for the recognition. We certainly didn't start out to do that. My daughter Alex, being an ER nurse, I felt for her safety, so I decided I'd just give her a ride home. She said, "Dad, we've got a problem. There's a lot more me's that need a ride home." So a quick phone call to Jason Weddle and a couple people in our group. Do you think we can have support to help our community? And the instant answer was yes. And I was moved by that moment. And so we put together a quick group of folks that stepped up and said, "We'll help." We set up a phone number. We set up a private chat. People texted in to us. Excuse me. We dispatched those out, and immediately every one of the guys that you see behind us and others that can't make it today decided, "I'll take that one. I'll take this one." We worked around the clock for over 24 hours helping the city, and we're grateful for it, to have the opportunity to have the resources that we can give back. A lot of people see us and don't understand why we do it, because it's fun first, but now we actually get to give back and use it. So it was a real honor for us, and it's an honor for us to be here today. So thank you all.
Thanks, Ed.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Ed. And finally, before we get to questions, there's some great news to share about the Louisville Zoo. I'm proud to announce that the Louisville Zoo has been nominated for 2 national awards as part of USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Award program. The zoo is nominated for Best Zoo and for Best Zoo Membership. All of us in Louisville know that the Louisville Zoo is definitely #1 in both of those categories. The Louisville Zoo was nominated by USA Today for Best Zoo last year, and the zoo placed in the top 10 last year in the Best Zoo Exhibit category for Glacier Run. This time, we want to win, and we're getting serious about that, and we want folks around Louisville who have had great experiences at the Louisville Zoo. This is one time where you can vote early and vote often. So tell us a little bit more, I'd like to introduce our amazing zoo director, Dan Maloney. Dan?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is exciting to be nominated twice. Why don't you hold that panda for us, that red panda. Remember, when it comes to pandas, it's not all black and white. We have red pandas at the zoo, and everybody loves them. So, Reader's Choice Award, you can vote every day up until 11:59 on March 10th. We're excited. As of yesterday, voted later in the day, and we were number 9 out of 20. So we're nominated for Best Zoo and Best Zoo Membership. We're among some of the best zoos in the country that are also nominated, but we would love to crush them like we would crush any of our adversaries in any kind of sport, bike, jeeping, whatever else we have to do. So thank you very much. Vote for us, and we're looking forward to winning.
That's right. I do love the Red Panda exhibit. If you haven't seen the Red Panda exhibit, I guess today's an NTI day for many people. Great place to go to the zoo and check out the Red Panda today or any day. Well, thank you all for coming. Thanks again. Remember to vote for the zoo. Thanks to the Louisville Voodoo Jeep Club. And so excited about the plans for right here at the Highland Park Bike Park as we work to make this a reality in the near future. Thanks for joining us, and happy to take any questions from members of the media. Yeah, that's a good question. I knew that was going to be the first question. The timing of the Highland Park Bike Park? Yeah. So we're going to do the community engagement right now. The concepts will be finalized this spring, and then it's probably about a year from there that it'll be complete. Yeah, the question was about youth violence. Any act of violence is one act of violence too many. And when you hear youth that are involved as either the perpetrators or the victims, that makes it even worse. We are continuing to work incredibly difficult and work incredibly hard at this. And the good news is that we are making positive progress. Of course, every time you hear about any violent crime, it's painful, it hurts, it's a setback. But this year, violent crime is down significantly. Year to date, over 50% fewer non-fatal shootings than last year for this same time. Year to date, over 40% fewer homicides than this same time last year. We are making significant progress on improving the public safety in Louisville, on reducing the amount of gun violence that has been plaguing our city for far too long. So I'm proud of the progress that we're making. But anytime when you hear about acts of violence like you just described, it's a setback. And so that means we have to keep working, as we will keep working every day towards our goals. The question was about, has there been any more talk about expanding the snow routes? Yes, we are actively working on expanding the snow routes. I'm going to have a briefing on all of the lessons learned from the snowfall that we had in January, from that historic snowfall, and what we're doing beyond just expanding the snow routes to continue to improve the service that we provide on snowy days like today. So there certainly are some other streets that we know need to be treated now, but we'll have a further briefing on that soon. But yes, we are actively working on that. Can you say that one more time? What was the comment about Frankfurt? I heard you. Oh, okay. So the question was about a councilwoman this morning apparently had some criticism about TARC cuts and Frankfurt, some actions that are being taken by the General Assembly in Frankfurt. When it comes to TARC, let me be clear, we need a strong, efficient, financially solvent public transportation system in our community. And we have been working incredibly hard over the past year towards that goal. We have a new director, Ozzie Gibson, that after a decade or more of mismanagement is finally providing answers to the community, is being honest with the community, and is managing and leading that organization in the right direction. That is an organization that has been saddled by decades of poor decisions that led it to the brink of financial insolvency that we were able to keep it going. And so in the meantime, some tough decisions had to be made about the routes. But we found a win-win solution. Instead of laying off TARC workers, I brought together TARC and the Jefferson County Public School System and found jobs for 70 TARC drivers at JCPS so that JCPS families across our city could have access to magnet schools, did not have some of the same challenges that JCPS had last year with the bus system. It was a win-win. A win for TARC drivers who could keep their good jobs, and a win for JCPS families who had better transportation systems. So we're continuing to work with creative solutions like that while TARC puts together a long-term strategy, a long-term plan for improved bus routes to service the entire community. And I hope that part of the solution includes funding from Frankfurt over the long term to support TARC as it's well needed. Our administration, TARC, everyone is working incredibly hard with the community. If people have other ideas, now is the time to give it to us. And in terms of Frankfurt, we're working very closely with the General Assembly during this session on legislation that can move our city forward in a new direction. There's certainly going to be some legislation that comes out that I don't support, that others in the community don't support. And I encourage people to speak up when you don't support legislation. But we also have to find ways to work together on other pieces of legislation that can move our city forward in partnership with the state government. There's a great opportunity to partner in so many ways with the state, and we're working hard at that. Yeah, we will stay out on the road salting as long as necessary. I think right now, we're going to wait to see what the snow does. We expect it to taper off this afternoon, and we're going to continue salting all throughout the day. And then depending on when the snow ends, we'll make a decision at that time based on the safety of the road conditions. Anything else? Thank you all very much. Use caution, stay safe, stay warm.